AI can draft you thousands of strategies, but what would work, what would potentially bring you the result, you will decide to do eventually.
Hey, greetings everybody. This is Hypering It podcast. I know it's been more than 40 days. We've been rescheduling a lot of episodes ever since I was in New York City, and I know that this has been a long time coming, and that's why we had it like a really unique experience this time around. We're not talking about a lot of these GTM leaders and CCOs and VP of customer success or sales. We're talking about the founders that are absolutely in the trenches, working these B2B SaaS companies with one of the biggest pain points in the industry because number one, funding, raising capital has been the hardest. Number two, acquiring customer has been the most expensive. If you don't have a lot of funds, your investors, with a handful of money at the back of their pocket, and they're not letting you do like 20, 30,000 acquisition on the customer, invest into these events and like a lot of these startups that you see hanging around in New York City and San Francisco, spilling and spraying money onto these events. But it has been the hardest to acquire customers for people that are in the first 3 or 4 years until they hit the Series A to acquire customers, and they're trying to see outbound sales as one venture, one avenue that they can really, really, capitalize on because it cuts us cost and a lot of this. So that's why we have Vlad, who's was a longtime founder of Belkins. They've been doing it for a lot of tech companies for years. To how to do it. I know that outbound sales has evolved over time really, really fast with AI and all of that, and it's create more noise and more competition. And a lot of these founders, including myself, think that, hey, if you're not sending more than 30, 40,000 emails a month with 50, 60, or 100 different domains, you're not going to succeed. So thank you very much, Vlad, for taking the time today, and we're going to be exploring a lot of these topics.
Thank you for having me today.
Love it. So let's a little bit about your journey when you guys started Belkins. I know it was a service model initially, and now you're trying to more productize it for B2B SaaS or tech companies, mostly in the industry that are not so much tech savvy or system heavy. You can call about it, and then you're building, going and building. But if you just go back a little and give me a little bit insights into how it all came into inceptions and how did you all start a little bit of your proud journey.
Yeah, so it's been a while of building Balkans. I've been building it for 10 years already, and we totally bootstrapped everything. And Balkans is the first company that I ever created in a way. And we've got, over the years, tons of experience of what's kind of working, what's not. We did a lot of fails. Myself did personally a lot of mistakes that I learned from. And from this journey, I can tell that this more like looks as a getting street MBA with all the kind of things that I learned so far. So I think there is a lot of always misconception around is it outbound is like dying or is it living or is why it's not died already. So I can address that. It has always been the one of the main acquisition channels for the clients, how you get clients. And again, all the businesses in the world will need and always would need clients for growing their businesses, no matter what you're doing, either you like B2B SaaS founder or in the manufacturing or Fortune 500 company or a small pop and mom shop. It doesn't matter actually, but you always will go for like marketing, sales, and each in like different ways and forms. So I built a company when I saw a lot of pain like bringing clients on board, and we're starting to do like at the beginning everyone doing this, and right now, as you said, if you're not a good like cool or good founder if you wouldn't send 30,000 of emails with 60 domains, but it's always been like that. It's always been like you need to send a lot of emails, you need to get a lot of replies, you need to play with your conversion rates. But what I can tell from this and what's the key learning, it's not always about the quantity, but about the quality. And it's kind of even more um, like in a way useless phrase because everyone telling you that everyone speaking about this and telling everyone about this. But what I can tell and explain around that is that when you focus specifically on your kind of ACP, like 5, 10 companies. And right now, it's Outbound looks like that. And trust me, I know how it works because we're serving like 500 clients, enterprise, mid-size, small companies, and it is working. So you getting your ICP tied in a way, you know industries, you know your value proposition, you know your customers, job titles, and like all the critical data for it. You go for it one by one, not kind of you don't want to spread the lag with having thousands of leads, spending a lot of money on Apollo, Zoom Info, and any other tools or any AI advanced hyper search tools. You just wanted to stick to the basics, and basics always being like I have my ideal customer profile. Let's say that would be the like 100 manufacturing companies in San Diego, let's say. And I wanted to hit on chief marketing officers, I would say. I know their LinkedIn's. I connect them in LinkedIn. I send emails to them. I send LinkedIn's to them. And you tailor approach per person rather than per campaign anymore. So in a way, how we used to do outreach or lead generation campaigns and how Belkins capitalize on that, we just straight to the point with tight, not like tight ACPs for our clients, knowing everything for each and every prospect, not kind of focusing anymore on thousands of companies, but focusing on like hundreds of companies and working through each and every channel, like email, cold call, content to get them on meeting. And eventually they come to the meeting. And it's more about coverage rather than reply generation in the first hand. Obviously, this is the important thing, how you generate SQLs and everything. But in the first hand, you need to cover your database and know who you're targeting to. And who potentially will be your client. So this is one of the secret sauces that we build our
Mhm.
operational excellence around. And this is what helping us to serve small companies to Amazon type of companies to any other type of company. So this would be always the key. And again, there's also a lot of acquisition channels like emails. I would frame this around the emails, but there is also calls when you need to do the same with like cold calling, ads where you do the same with the small audiences and building the small campaigns around that and capitalize on that. Because right now, if you would invest like millions in marketing, you wouldn't be that successful. You just need to move smart right now. Yeah.
Love it. So now that I know that there's so many notions built around outbound, why is it not working? A lot of founders they're thinking of it as like since it's more crowded, more AI tooling coming in, and people writing more. People that are not capable to write good copy now they are with AI, conversational AI. So that means the 30 to 40% of the people they're not able to do mass outreach. They are now able to do the mass outreach. So that creates a lot of noise, and especially these platforms like G Suite, they have like summarized email feature. So I get my email on the phone, I get a summary. I don't open it if I don't like it. So open rate gets hurts the most. So what are you currently doing with around these problems to mitigate these to help your clients increase the open rate? And then it comes down to the delivery, the conversion and everything. So delivery is pretty much being sorted because you can get verified emails, a lot of tooling that can do it, but open rate is the biggest, and then the conversion. So, how is it working for you, and what kind of clients that you're serving? That could you also explain some of the playbooks for that are, or give example of some B2B SaaS company or productized service that you recently served?
So the first hand, the strategy matters the most. We're spending a lot of time on kind of ideation stage where you can implement like different AIs, but also you need the human who will go through the strategies and jump on the call with the client to get the jobs done, get the great synergy around the strategies, etc. So I would say that the strategy is the key to create the great content strategy behind not just like you don't want to send email like, hey, hope you're doing well, and let's jump on the call. My name is Vlad. I'm doing B2B lead gen. Do you have convenience of your time next Monday? That shit email will never come through. Um, and even though if you will be like strictly like one sentence, it's again not about that. It's more about the strategy and the logic behind the campaigns. before I jump to the content itself. So, for example, we've got this like B2B AI AI automation SaaS product that's helping clients to get maximum from the LMMs that they're using from within their subscription, within their tokens used, or their APIs. So, what's what's kind of works the most is the strategy around like face-to-face meetings, even though if you wouldn't attend the face-to-face meeting, but let's say you know that you're a prospect in New York near sort of like Starbucks on Fifth Avenue, you're sending email, and you don't need an AI for that as well. So I was like, hey John, I am near Fifth Avenue, the Starbucks. I know that's near your office. Let's like meet up and like talk about AI, for example, you definitely would get anyhow answer. And again, Adil, as you said, probably Gmail would summarize this as someone wants to meet near your office. It would be really nice to read instead of this company proposing you lead generation services. So fuck them off. So it works better. So it is the one of the examples, but more advanced where you like strategizing around recent events that the company like did or recent blog posts, job openings has moved it on already. Everyone doing this. Would say that strategy around industry events, not even meaning that you need to go to the road shows, but again, there is a certain biggest events in like pharmaceuticals or healthcare or manufacturing or AI, like NVIDIA meeting, for example, that they're doing in San Francisco annually or quarterly. So you can build up on conversation around that if there is the certain topic that's related to your client, that it be the good opener. So the strategy requires most of the time right now, not the itself content generation, because you can like get your strategy done, go to ChatGPT 5.1 now, or Claude, or Grok, for example, or Gemini, and set this. This is my strategy. I wanted to send emails to this my ICP, and we get all the like great prompting, etc. And you came up with a good email probably. So this is the one of the things that where the most human capital require right now, and where I don't think the AI will make any difference because you think creatively about the strategies. And again, AI can draft you thousands of strategies, but what would work, what would potentially bring you the result, you will decide to do eventually, not the kind
Mhm.
of AI agents. And regarding the content, by the way, we've collected 15,000 of templates over the years of working with email channel, and I've built a tool that I trained on 15,000 of different docs, PDFs, all the tags that we are collected, and all the results, performances of each and every email that was sent across all the industries, across all the sizes, across all the countries. And I built the tech around that, generating emails based on that. And it's generating really good emails. So I capitalize on the experience that we have. But
Yeah,
we've
could you
got,
also say name the product, this AI agent? Is that
yeah,
by the same name, Balcons?
no. That's under the Folderly. Folderly is this side note is the email deliverability
Folderly.
product.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that's one of my products, and we build a product that's Folderly email gen solution. So you go to generate.folderly.com, and you will see the interface
Because
below.
instantly helps with the warming up the emails as well. Because if I don't warm up my
Yeah,
email, my domain would get knocked down on days. So
yeah,
could you
yeah,
also explain some of the processes as well for
sure.
founders?
Yeah, sure. So this is actually my favorite question. So to end the note on the content, so this tool that under default really is creating emails based on the older content and generating the really great solutions. So like basically go to check out. So in terms of email deliverability, is the tricky question. So all the products out there, I really don't like them, and I don't want to trash talk on them. But there is a one thing that I don't like about instantly, like warmly in all those tools and how it's different actually. So we spent around 4 or 5 million to build the product so far, and we bootstrap and we managed to do this a great way. So that's really nice story, and we kind of on a really good MRR, so we're growing. What would takes to build a product that send emails through the SMTPs or through the Google APIs? It basically any AI, any person can build this product today. And imagine that everyone thinking that if I would build this product and I would send emails back and forth from email to email, and this would mean the warm up, is it the greatest solution in the world and how we can earn all the money in the world? So that's it, the main bottleneck. So all those companies thinking that this is the email warm up and this word, this function and the word itself corrupted in a way. So we don't like
Are
warm up.
Hold on a minute. Are you talking about SMTP integration, like doing it from SMTP and you adding your records, configuring
Yes,
your email to any third-party tooling and
yes,
sending emails through that third party versus having a direct integration with Zoho or Gmail or Superhuman? Like, could you
exactly.
explain more on this?
Exactly. Yeah. So there's a lot of technicalities around that. So all of those tools, the main
Wormley's
technicality is
co-founder is a great friend of mine. He was sitting on my panel last month in San Francisco. He's a great friend of mine, but he's a great guy, more a product guy. So you're absolutely open to speak anything about Wormley, any
perfect.
feedback out on live. We are all
No,
about doing it really, really candid. We're not scripted, that's why. So we don't
yeah.
do only flashy conversations and all. So I appreciate that you're bringing this up.
Yeah, yeah. So there was a. I also we had the conversation with this guy as well. So the problem on the market of the warm up solutions is that there is a lot of outsourcing of the seed listing to certain companies, and those seed lists that they provide is just like thousands of I don't know, suspicious mailboxes that sending emails back and forth between one another. But this is not the key how it works anymore. Maybe this is how it worked like 5 years ago. And
Oh, I now recall what you're talking about, Bilal. There was, one of our, my friend is runs a recruitment firm, and he got his email got knocked out just 2 years back, and then
yes,
instantly was growing up that time. So my co-founder is also the CTO. He just jumped in. He was my friend. He said, like, "What's the solution?" So he helped him integrate instantly. And a month later, I asked, like, "How is it like solved? How is it fixed?" And they said, like, instantly has like 15 or 20 different set of accounts that actually get emails and send emails every single day to actually warm it up. You don't do anything, like it's just like autonomous
that's
kind
true.
of
That's
emails
true.
or domains that it is. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, yes. And also everyone using their client's email boxes to like basically you connect and I'm connect to the system and we are receiving one's emails from each other. So that's the compliance issue as well there. So a few things. So many things I wanted to talk about right now in a second. So let me like structure this in my head. So first thing first, the technology itself, is it based on API or SMTP? Is it directly integrating to Microsoft or Google or a Yahoo or AOL? Is it the seed listing outsourcing, or is it your clients, or is it your own cost? So we're charging at Folgerly $200 per seed, and right now we have a lot of deals like we're charging hundred dollars per mailbox, which is quite a lot compared to any other tools because we're managing to maintain this the seed listing across all of our G Suites, Microsoft Outlooks, etc. And just to some like to shed more light on some numbers there, one mailbox on Microsoft costs $30. One mailbox on Gmail on the lower end costs 5 4, on the high end like enterprise solution costs like 39 30, something like that. So if you put like 100 of those mailboxes, that would be $4,000 on Google and $4,000 on Outlook, and you need to always rotate them, and you need to grow in the volume. So basically, your technical costs rise like skyrocketing, basically, and there's the first problem, right? So another problem, how you connect to the mailboxes. So you need to get all the Google compliances, and Google wouldn't comply. Build integration with Google directly with the Google team actually that help us to make this in the right manner. And we've basically not violating anything, and we're got all the compliances like as a Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. We've got SOC, ISO, Google integration, Microsoft integration. We're a Google partner. We are Microsoft partners, so we get all of those, and there's a lot of compliances around that, and we're getting all the seed list by our own, creating, recreating, and the tech itself. We kind of that's why we actually spend a lot of money on building this product. And to answer one of your questions that you asked me, how they're different. So a lot of companies out there using the outsourcing of the seed list because there's the cheapest solution to do so. And I know that Instantly doing this. I know that Wormly doing this. And again, it's not like they're bad or we're good. It's just the business model. And if so far if it's working and you're generating all the margins, that makes sense. But this is why also for in the Folderly we're working with more upmarket enterprise companies and connecting thousands of mailboxes from clients. Not like you're sending emails or connecting one mailbox to warm up. We're connecting entire domain infrastructure and creating the infrastructure in between how domains works, how IP addresses works and talk to each other, how mailboxes works, and content itself. So there is a lot of on the back end happening. So yeah,
That's why you spend $4 million to build that product, right?
yeah,
Mhm. Love it. So, Vlad, I know that a lot of these problems still remain persist with a lot of these companies that want to do and crack cold outbound and outreach. I know that goes hands in on with cold calling as well. So, how do you sit well with the workflow and integration with the workflows like CRMs and all of these for B2B SaaS? If you could give some examples of any B2B SaaS companies, or you don't may
yeah.
not take the name, but that's fine. Like just tell us how is it works it more relates to the SaaS businesses.
Mhm.
So I'll be your first customer, by the way, right after this podcast. And a lot of my friends listening to this episode, they will be too.
Yeah.
So it's all about solving this problem, and you have done it really good at Folderly. So I'm more about talking more about Folderly than Belkins.
Sure, sure, sure. 100%. This makes sense. Yeah. So when it takes to B2B SaaS outreach or acquisition approaches, I would say that this is bloody red ocean in a way. Anything that you are selling. Imagine selling CRMs. Imagine selling the email outreach solution. That's madness to sell. And again, there is a lot of moving around the AI agents and ASDRs. Some of them make sense, some of them not. I actually don't believe that ASDRs would make any difference because of the technicality of the setup. Like, for example, with deliverability, we just dive deep for 10 minutes straight to even comprehend how complicated and how good or bad the setups are out there. And the AI agent obviously can like set up mailbox and send emails, and will it bring any result? I don't know. So when it takes to B2B SaaS acquisitions, I would definitely would start at the first stage when we are um, working on your value proposition. Who is your target? Who we wanted to target to? What's the industries, and how we can focus on certain kind of unique thing that would give you the best clients and can scale within this kind of niche, rather than let's set up mailboxes, let's send emails and do the calls, or do the ads campaign and bring, I don't know what kind of result would be. So the first would be there, like again, strategizing around your value proposition. What is the tool? What's the unique? What's the weak sides? What's the strong sides? How they different, etc., etc. When we've got this, and we certainly know that there is the unique there is something unique about that. There is something unique that you're solving the problem, for example, for bankers, for small bankers that like providing loans to startups. You addressing this pain point, you would be more successful if you would speak their language and this put the strategy around that. So and this also takes about the positioning in the businesses. So again, you can be the competitor of the famous tool like Instantly and Folderly, or like Salesloft and Outreach, or like CRM, or HubSpot and
That's
Salesforce.
cool.
But you
Mm.
always sitting in the segments that you wanted to serve. There is right now, and if would say AI B2B SaaS, for example, framed as a separate category, there's the wild west right now. There is a lot of different opportunities where you can capitalize, and there is a lot of companies that can benefit from what you're doing. And I think the main thing where we need to spend much more time and how to make it work is who is selling to, what's the positioning, what's the some serviceable obtainable market that you have, and how you can get to them with which channel. Once you get this, we can scale the channel work. With the channel, you've got
Hmm.
email, cold calls, ads, content, SEO, and right now is AI SEO as well.
Yeah,
And once we get
yeah.
this, we start the
You gotta be in the recommendation. So
yeah,
nobody talks about Google, but it's all ultimately it's the ranking on Google that gets us recommendation, and there's so much to unfold. Ranking on LLMs, especially Claude and ChatGPT. Perfect. So now, if I go on and talk more about Folderly, I know that you founded quite some years ago, like it's almost five,
yeah,
6 years. So now what is the best go to market? Like what kind of audiences that you're going up market with, especially in B2B SaaS, or you mentioned some of the companies in
yeah,
San Diego that is more heavy in manufacturing, and also how is that growth going, and how you're investing back into the customer success? Because this initially I started this podcast as a customer success podcast 3 years back. And I recently had this event where we had the CCO of Vercel and Content Sphere and a lot of other founders like this guy, Romilly, as well, like Alan, great friend of mine. So I just let him know a week prior, like he flew from Spain, and that was a great event. But this is biggest thing, like you make good bucks and recurring revenue growth year on year, quarter on quarter. But how much of you're investing back in the success of those customers? So anything around go to market, and then we talk a little bit about your post sales at Forderly and how you're measuring success for your customers.
yeah. In both Pelicans and Folderly, we were working with like hundreds of different clients. Within the Folderly, we always, and again, this is all also relates into like how you bootstrap your product, because if you are not kind of reinvesting to your clients and not realizing on your client success, you wouldn't bootstrap a thing. So I bootstrapped Pelicans for 10 years to really good numbers. And with Apology, we're doing the same, because when we are providing our solution, clients ready to pay for it because it's solving certain problem. And if we would frame this as a Apology, we're providing email deliverability solution. The core problem that we're solving is the email placement. So we wanted to be sure that the email would went to prospects' mailboxes and they will see them. So in order to achieve that, we built a comprehensive technology, and without like basically putting the guarantees to in front of your clients that we know how like what you're expecting with email channel, with your mailbox, with your domain, with your infrastructure, with speaking your language. Um, we actually kind of going for all the metrics that we kind of directly can kind of have an effect into with the Folderly infrastructure to the clients. And again, it's the bad example because it's more enterprise sort of solution where you just have building infrastructure. They don't the clients in all the cases don't understand what you're building because there is a lot of kind of technical things involved and a lot of cybersecurity and everything. But the good example would be how you basically facing the pain of your clients, capitalize on that. You selling your product. For example, let's Akhil, take your company as a frame. You're doing AI customer success agents, which makes sense because you're saving a lot of time that people spending on clients, conversation, intercom, like any other chats, HubSpot chats, and others, which just makes tons of sense. The the actual value would be for the clients that their clients that would be interacted with your AI agent would be satisfied with the outcome, with the conversation, with like the words that your AI agent use, no M dashes, you know what I'm talking about, so that it would imitate that there's an actual human that care about their problem. So I think once you would get this feeling from your clients, and this is how all the great products were built so far. Once you get to this point where clients like interacting with your product, and again, love's not meaning that solves this problem. It's best when you finding the common ground with great usability of your product, great UI UX, great solving of the problem, and then you can always reinvest all the love and like money that clients paying you into that client to grow with them, get like build build your product with your clients, basically. Ask them for the feedback, what they wanted to see, what they wanted to hear, and build a roadmap with them. So this is basically how you can capitalize on the relationship with the clients. But in terms of how you acquire those clients, for Folgely, for example, we are leveraging the AI suggestion system with the content that we're creating. Right now, I think there is a mindset shift with the user journey and user experience, how people choosing software to buy. So I think the main thing is that you need to create tons of content to be recommended by the AIs, and people would find the solution within the AI that you're the best solution for it. For example, if you will go and ask ChatGPT about the best lead generation company, it would be Belkins. And if you will ask about the email deliverability solution, probably will be Folderly. And this is because of the content and the expert generating content that we are
Yeah.
producing, and all the references across all the different websites that bring tons of traffic that we're converting right now. That's
Yeah.
the one of the channels that we're leveraging. And I think that's the 20% of the traffic that we're getting right now. Other 40%, I would say that would be the outbound. We actually reach out. It's no brainer for us to do the outbound because we're like basically healing all those infrastructure and doing this for ourselves.
We are the patient, and we have our own med.
Yeah, yeah. It would be weird if we wouldn't use outbound. This would be super weird. So, and the other would be the inbound that we're getting, not just from the like AIs, but from the constant collaborations with different brands, like with Clay, like with there is I forgot the name. Guys,
Lemless?
the no, not the Lemless, but the violet one. I forgot the branding. I forgot the brand name. Never mind. They creating the great content for emails and Lavender. Yes, I remind.
Lavender. Oh, Lavender,
Lavender.
they're
That's
big
also
in
great.
marketing. They're marketing first company. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember when they were growing early stage, I was just starting a podcast, and they hired a GTM leader back then that actually changed the game. I don't recall his name, but that actually changed their game, the entire game on LinkedIn marketing, B2B. And then at that time, GPT-3, yeah, not GPT-3, GPT-2 was coming in, and they
yeah.
capitalized this early on. Great. So it's all about partnerships, well, like people that have websites that have huge traffic, you collaborate, like content collaborate. That's what we started doing that too. I started this podcast quite honestly just for education. I never wanted it to be a fancy live stream with like editing camera. I had the mic, pretty expensive mic, and all the lighting and everything. I never used it. I'm more about like getting the content. But now as
Right.
my team gets on telling like, why don't you improve the production? Why don't you do the co-marketing with these folks? You make friends and you go on bars and lunch and dinner and all over the US, but you don't like do co-marketing. Why is that? Like, there are millions of traffic, so, and you're creating content with them, so why don't you? So we recently started doing co-marketing with a lot of these folks that came into our podcast, these companies, their team sharing. So we'll be doing with you as well. But I get that, like, it has to be like that. So I was not able to do it back in the years. I could have been like, just imagine, I have like 157, close to 160 episodes now, 10 sitting in the edit with the editing team, 170 pieces of content that are blogs, newsletters, Substacks, all these stories, like 45-minute long stories with 10,
100%.
15 snippets that we could have distributed. And we could just let them know, like, hey, Vlad, like, this is snippets that we created. Next newsletter, just add those snippets. This is a blog we created, newsletter. Substack is going really big. So in just 2 weeks, we got more than 200 signups on our Substack. We never did it in the past. So
Yeah.
it's just about like learning from people like you and companies like you and getting partnerships like you did back with Lavender. Perfect. So now talking about your posts, I know this is a critical component from for any founder to to make sure the customers retain the gross revenue at the end of the year, and also you have a strategy or system or processes around to expand them, to increase the lifetime value. As you
Right.
mentioned before, you're charging per channel, per mailing mailbox, right? Or
Totally.
per seed. So what kind of system have you built to expand those users as they grow? Let's say today I'm just what, like two, three people, a very early stage, two, three people marketers, and now a year from now I'll be seven, eight.
Yeah.
2 years from now, 10, 15, I raise funds, I get like 15, 20, 30, 40. So how you're keeping track of that as your success team, customer success team, and how you're enabling your customers to evolve with like their goals and grow with them, and of course, eventually retain and expand them.
Yeah. So first off, we've got our customer success system that helping to get all the health scores and everything. That understanding who is like using actually the tool or who is not active anymore, who hasn't signed for a week or so. So it like all those triggers affecting the account health, and my customer success managers working with those who is kind of in the danger zone.
What's the name of the platform? Is that just a CRM building on top of CRM yourself,
No,
or
no, no,
is that
no.
a
That's yeah. We're using customer success. I think this is the same name. So this is basically customer success platform. They call it like customer success.
okay?
Yeah, and why we like it because it's kind of integrating with our tech stack and with a strong
Yes,
in the manner that we can like utilize all the data
gotcha. I mean,
and
workflows with the
features we've
CRM.
built. Yeah, 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 and the HubSpot as well. We are using HubSpot for the
HubSpot.
sales
Okay,
team.
your
So
house is
the
HubSpot. Okay.
yeah.
Mm.
So
Love
also
this.
intercom. The part of the tech stack is the intercom with all of their AI agents that they have
Mm.
for
Customer
not the
support.
activation, but for the customer support and troubleshooting at the first hand with the help center as a
You're
help
talking
desk.
about Fin,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the AI agent that they have, like Intercom.
Yes,
They
yes,
have
yes, yes.
Fin, and the customer success platform you're mentioning that integrates with your chat support, Intercom, your sales CRM,
Correct.
HubSpot. You are you also using any kind of mixed panels or segments for product analytics? Because success is a bigger part in the consumption of your platform, how you track it, how you relate it with the ROI every quarter,
Yes.
every year. So, is there any kind of integration that you have with
No,
mixed panel with the CS platform?
we've built our own.
Oh,
We've
love
built
it. So,
our
I mean, you
own
do have
mixed
something
panel.
that
Yeah.
tracks. Okay. So you have something that tracks the product usage and, make sure it relates to the ROI. And of course, starting with onboarding to, product adoption and make sure that they're using the power features.
Yeah, we've built this on top of the user behavior patterns
Oh,
over the
interesting.
years. So basically, we actually there was like quite a data lake there with all the emails that the going back and forth within the fault really, and how our clients using their domains, mailboxes, and AP addresses to
Gotcha.
track
There are
all that
some
data.
events that you need to track. Not all the events because there are so many events that you go mad. So it's always important to, define 100% that these are the success metrics for growth and expansion. These are the indicators for, let's say, churn. Like these are not potentially using the product, or these are the indicators for some other partnerships and opportunities that we
Yeah,
can have. These and that all of that getting piped into your sales, like HubSpot, like CRM, where your success team is sitting right on top. Perfect. Love it. I mean, I'm so glad that you're already doing like success platform, and we'll talk more on that, how we can, work together on that part because,
sure.
our platform Copilot always sits between the success, CRM, chat support, product analytics. And we are sort of a headless platform that help your team keep an eye on high value accounts and of course at risk accounts. Health is just predictive. Nobody has nailed the health, even the Gainside, that's a market leader in customer success. I've been talking to Gainside customers a lot. I know their team as well. But again, health score is something in the air so far, even with this much of
Every
AI.
company has a
So
different metric, 100%.
yeah, absolutely.
Quantitative is
So,
yeah,
why I did like 18 months of validation on my podcast interviews, all these CS leaders and GTM leaders, because I wanted to build the right product. And we don't want to rely only on product analytics or chat support engagements or external data sources like LinkedIn and Crunchbases. We rely on qualitative layer, intelligent layer on top that predicts the relationship of the actual buyer and gives you recommendations. And now with an agent actually gets it done for you. So across any stage of for your customer post sales. So that's why we're integrating all of these friends that come to our podcast, getting them, showing them the product and
makes sense.
helping them integrate. So we're going to be doing that too. So now thinking about your product, I know that Belkin sits on top of Folderly. What is it? What is the relationship
That's a
of
separate
these
company.
both two separate companies? Like Belkins is more like consultants, professional services that go inside your system and help you execute it. Folderly is a platform that works with, with the team at Belkin that integrates that and of course, it's a supplement and it's an augmented solution that is a more productized.
I built Belkins at the first hand as the company where we reinvested all the profits to build different products like Folderly, and we never overlap the clients from one to another yet. It's the we don't want to do that yet. We like the Belkins were saying that this is our tag that we're using for some certain channels like Folderly. That makes sense, but Folderly it doesn't make any sense to kind of integrate within those clients because there is a slightly different ICPs and we are working more on the tech side where all the marketing and sales already set up and running and where Belkins is omni-channel like 200 500,000 annual contract value where they kind of doing a lot of work across different channels altogether like omni-channel approach type of thing Outbound. And yeah, those companies separate and I build them separately with a separate team and no overlapping. I do like overlap certain like legal finance CPO type of thing because it just like makes sense. And there's also a few other products that I've built so far. I just need to keep
We'll
focusing on
have a
solving
couple of
problems.
more podcasts to talk about.
Yeah, I've got a lot in sales tech and martech especially, but my favorite one is not in sales tech and martech. This is the agri-tech product for farmers.
Ooh, love it.
We're
Love it.
getting
Tell
all
us
the
more, a
farmers'
little bit
data.
about that too. Mhm.
Yeah, we're
It's a
getting
data
all the farmers'
analytics.
data, and you will like
Hmm.
this 100%. So we're getting all the farmers' data to our system. We've put some AI layering, orchestration of the prompting, and we training AI on their data to implement their data into their action to their fields. For example, what for example, you farmer of wheat.
Weather is the biggest problem. Weather is the biggest problem too.
Weather, yeah, there's weather data, there is a chemical data, soil data, there's a lot of freaking there's like tons of
Yeah.
data, so basically gigabytes of data. So this is why I like the
Mm.
product. So we're just like analyzing everything like, oh wow, that's nice.
Oh,
And
it's engineering heavy, and it's somebody like Australia is a really big in agri tech, and I've
Canada is a great market for
Australia
us.
and Canada both, yeah, Canada, Australia both, and they're like building like huge data layers and data centers only for agriculture
Yeah,
industry and helping farmers feed the right time, taking care of the health of these animals, making sure they have the temperature in control, weather reporting, and all of that. Love it. We have one product here as well that is helping them with predictive weather analytics for farmers. So love it.
is
So
it
is
satellite
that
data?
hard? Yeah, it is satellite data. It's not like getting from like random places like newscasters and news channels get.
Nice.
That is not 100% accurate. Even Apple is not 100% accurate. So when I saw like how they're measuring, it's actually like they'll let you know like this is the the weather reporting for somebody 10 meters 10 meters closer to Union Square, San Francisco. You get it? It's that precise.
That sounds nice.
So love it. So also this has been growing really really fast too, and I'm glad that you jumping in that too, and we'll explore. I know this is just our first touch point. We'll keep on having more of these
Like we
conversations.
have a
So
lot.
yeah, we have a lot. Like I also have like so many passion projects that I've done, but not as long as you. Like I've just started building back in 2019 till now. So it's so many other things like professional services. We are doing services like marketing tech as well for a lot of companies. So now keeping it as an ending note, like I know that you're being as a founder, I would call you more of an entrepreneur, like serial entrepreneur building products, technologies to make an impact in martech, agri-tech, sales tech. What makes you excited going into this next year? I know AI evolution, so much people talk about like we're gonna do this, we're gonna change the world by AI, we're doing whatever. So, what makes you excited as an entrepreneur?
So for 2026, I'm excited to always progress in what we are building here, to progress and grow with my team. I really like to see how over the years, all the teams that like have a really been lucky to manage or be a leader of, growing so far, and how we adapt to all the AI thing, how we adapt to all the uncertainty on the market because there is a plenty planning for the next year that it will be hard
Mhm.
in recession wise or the US wise. But what I can tell that we always up for the challenge, and
Absolutely.
this is motivates
All
me
great
to
minds
oh, Yeah.
All great minds, all great and entrepreneurs always find a way. They always find a way, even when they're surviving. So that's what I see in you, and it's quite inspiring. And all that you've shared today, as young as you are, like how old are you? Is it close to 30? Not more than that.
11th of September, I turned 30.
30, right? I always guess right. I always guess right. So I'm so big at
Yeah.
guessing people's age. So great. Love that, Vlad. It was really nice catching up with you. And so until we next meet, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Akhil. Appreciate it.